Welcome to the video race briefing for the 2024 Reading Triathlon, Aquabike and Aquathlon. I'm Georgia, a member of the events team and also head coach at H2O Triathlon Club. I'm here at the race venue, the H2O Open Water Swim Centre, to talk you through what you need to know for race day. In case you're wondering, there are two other members of the events team. Our race director Jamie isn't with us today, he's doing very important race related activities. But we also have Ian, who's behind the camera filming. Say hi. Hi Ian. Hi. Firstly, thank you so much for entering the Reading Triathlon. As you may know, this is the site of the very first British long distance triathlon championships back in 1983. So we're continuing the tradition 41 years on. If you have any questions after watching this race briefing, please check out the race day information on the H2O Triathlon Club website first before getting in touch by email if you need to. You can also obviously drop a comment below because we're on YouTube and that's the thing, right? You can drop comments and we'll answer them. Yeah.
Okay, recording.
So as promised, I found Jamie, our race director, doing really important things, but I've made him say hello.
Hello.
Hello, that's Jamie. He won't say anything else, but there you go. Now you know who to look out for on race day. If you haven't already, please read through the race day information and check your own race start time and when you will be able to register. Please also take your time to check the course maps for your race distance, all of which are available to access and download via our website under course information. It's worth reminding you at this stage that in our efforts to reduce waste, we're not providing swim hats for all competitors. If you bought a swim hat when you entered, it will be in your registration race pack. If not, you'll need to bring one with you. This will need to be brightly coloured for safety and visibility in open water. Black or very dark hats won't be permitted. We will have a small number for sale at registration, but please don't rely on this. Even if you intend to buy one, it'd be a great idea to bring a backup, as we can't guarantee stock numbers. Make sure you've checked you have all the kit you need. Write yourself a kit checklist if it helps, and the easiest way to do this is to run through in your head every stage of the event from start to finish, to make sure you don't forget anything. Do this well in advance, preferably not the night before the race. Ensure your bike is roadworthy and that you've familiarised yourself with the course maps and the layout of the venue, and I'll talk you through that now. Do make sure you arrive in good time. The car park opens at 6 AM and is situated at 100 Longwater Avenue, Green Park, which is about a mile walk or cycle from the race venue. There is a height restriction of 2.1 metres at the car park, so if you have the option to put your bike on a rear mounted carrier or inside your car, it would be hugely appreciated, as we have limited spaces available for cars with roof racks or vans. Please do bring a cash donation for parking. We would suggest just £2, all of which goes to local charity Sport in Mind. As the UK's leading mental health sports charity, Sport in Mind uses the power of sport to transform the lives of children and adults across the UK. When you arrive here at the hotel site, this is the entrance to race headquarters, and this way to registration behind me, and then you turn right. Registration opens at 6 AM. It will be signposted from the hotel entrance and is located towards the lake that way, adjacent to transition. Registration closes at 7:45 AM and you won't be able to register after this time. There will be a couple of bike racks at registration to enable you to leave your bike whilst you register before entering transition. Race packs will be organised in alphabetical order according to your surname, so join the appropriate queue to collect your race pack and timing chip. Please bring evidence of membership if you're a Triathlon England, Wales or Scotland member, so home nations. This can be digital, so download it onto your phone if you need to before you leave home. If you don't have your membership card, you will have to buy a race pass on the day for £8, and there's no exceptions to this. If you're not a member of Triathlon England, don't worry, because you will have already bought a race pass when you entered the race as part of your entry fee, so you don't need to do anything extra. If you're in a relay team, one team member can collect your team's race pack, and that will be located according to your team captain's surname. Once you've collected your race pack, fix your race numbers to your bike and your helmet, and fasten your timing chip around your ankle underneath your wetsuit. If you lose it, you have to pay £50 to replace it, so please look after it. There will be instructions in your race pack, clearly explaining what stickers to put where. If you're taking part in the aquathlon, just ignore any additional stickers for the bike or the helmet that you don't need. Do bring a pen with you, so you can write your emergency contact details on the back of your race number. This is really important in case of an emergency. If you've ordered a hoodie or a t-shirt or a swim hat, or if you've pre-arranged wetsuit hire with us, then they will be available for you at registration. We'll have a small number of swim hats and race belts available to buy at registration if you're caught short. Once you've registered, head to transition and rack your bike as directed by the transition marshals. You'll be racking consecutively according to when you arrive. There will be no race briefing on the day, this is it. So please make sure you're ready down by the lake 10 minutes before your wave start time. Transition will open at 6:30 AM and closes at 8 AM. The water temperature at the moment is around 22 degrees and is usually between 18 and 20 degrees at this time of year. Please see the race day information on the club website regarding wetsuits, as BTF rules will apply. We will be operating a rolling time trial style start format, with athletes being set off at roughly 10-second intervals within a 10-minute window for each wave, the first starting at 8 AM. You'll line up in small groups along here, based on your 100-metre swim time at race pace. That's 4 lengths of a 25-metre pool, and it's not your fastest ever 100 metres, but what you think you can comfortably hold for the entire swim. You'll enter the water at the jetty here, behind me. Obviously the barrels won't be here. And your time starts as you cross the timing mat, which will be on the grass here. You start your swim heading to the left, that direction. And you will start swimming in a clockwise direction around the lake. Keep all the large marker buoys to your right. We know from previous year's feedback that some of you do prefer a mass start, so if you are keen on a bit of a bun fight, washing machine style experience, then you can make your way to the front of your wave, and we will enable swimmers to enter closer together than 10 seconds because your time starts when you cross the mat anyway. So please do still be respectful of other swimmers at all times, and there's absolutely no need to swim over the top of anyone. Thank you. Standard distance and aquabike athletes will swim 2 laps of the lake. Towards the end of your second lap, after the 5th large buoy, don't turn right back to complete the loop, but instead head towards the bank and exit the water at the far end of the lake over there. There will be marker flags at the exit. Competitors doing the sprint distance, relay and aquathlon will swim 1 lap of the lake. Again, heading to the exit after the 5th buoy on their first and only lap. Please do look at the course maps on the website, as the picture makes it clear. There are kayakers on the lake for your safety. If you get into trouble, turn onto your back, raise your arm and shout. Please also be careful as you exit the water. There are marshals on hand to help you, but do make sure you smile for that extra special swim exit photo that we all love. Once you get into transition after your swim, relay teams remember to pass on the timing sheet from the swimmer to the cyclist. You must have your helmet on and fastened before you touch your bike. Mount your bike after the mount line, and please take care and be aware of other athletes around you. The bike course is really well signed and marshalled, but it is your responsibility to know the course, so please do familiarise yourself with the course map and the route beforehand. The roads are mainly quiet, but they're almost all open to traffic, so do take care and make sure you obey the highway code at all times. Pay special attention at the hotel exit and entry, as it is busy there, and please do not overtake on that corner. At the end of the first long straight coming out of the hotel, there is a chicane of 2 really sharp bends. You must slow down here as the turns are really tight, and you're also approaching a junction with a main road. Standard distance and aquabike athletes will complete 1 40-kilometre lap, and sprint distance and relay athletes will complete 1 22-kilometre lap. There is a course split after the Mortimer Walk Memorial, where sprint distance competitors should turn left and all other should turn right. You can find a link to the location of the course split in the race day information on our website, as well as all the bike and run course routes. Take note that obviously if you're in a relay, you are doing the sprint bike route, so you also go left at the War Memorial. If you're an aquabike or standard, you turn right. There are 3 right-hand turns on the course, and it is your responsibility to look out for traffic. The second of these right-hand turns is really key. It's a T-junction where Palmer's Lane meets Goring Lane, and it's a compulsory foot down junction for your safety and that of other road users. This means you must stop and put your foot down on the ground. Failure to do so will result in immediate disqualification. This is non-negotiable and has happened in previous years. There's a warning sign as you approach the junction, and there will be a marshal there, but it is not their responsibility to tell you, or their fault if you don't do it. Please check the race day information on the website, and there is a link to the exact location of this junction on a map, so make sure you check that out. There's 1 set of traffic lights on the course just before you come back into the hotel. You have permission to go through these even if they are on red, as this section of road is closed. But please still take care, as it's always possible that road vehicles get through by mistake or emergency vehicles have to use the road. In general, the road surface is pretty good, and we will be marking out any potholes on the course in advance. Please let people know if you're overtaking. For example, shout on your right and look behind you before you overtake. Remember, this is a non-drafting race, and bike course marshals are briefed to take note of any drafting. This means that there must be a gap of 10 metres between your front wheel and the front wheel of the bicycle in front of you. If you are overtaking, you have 20 seconds to pass through this draft zone. If you are overtaken, it's your responsibility to drop back to a legal distance. We do know that this can be frustrating, but it's the rules. So don't draft. It's cheating, it's unsporting, and you do risk disqualification. Your race number should be visible on your back on the bike using a race belt, which you could then move around to the front for the run. As you come into transition, make sure you dismount before the line. Again, take care, as this is another favourite spot for accidents. Aquabike participants, the clock will stop when you enter transition. Rack your bike and then exit transition and come to the finish to pick up your medal and finish a gift. Once you've come back in from the bike leg, you must rack your bike first before you remove your helmet. Again, relay teams, remember to pass on the timing chip and also your race number. The run course is a simple lap around the lake, so you'll do 6 laps for standard distance and athletes, and 3 laps for sprint distance, relay and aquathlon. It's all off-road on grass with a short section of tarmac on each lap. And the laps mean you'll get plenty of support as you pass through Race HQ. We can't count your laps for you, so please do keep track yourselves. Some people use elastic bands on their wrists to transfer from one wrist to another to help keep track. Other people use GPS devices to track the distance travelled. When you've completed your final lap, take note of the signage to direct you to the finish where your medal awaits. Once you've crossed the finish line, grab a snack, hand over your timing chip and collect your medal and race memento. We've got 2 massage therapists on site, so make sure you bring some cash with you and treat yourself to a post-race recovery massage. There's also plenty of freshly cooked food available afterwards at the lakeside kiosk, including bacon rolls, cakes, hot drinks and ice cream. You can get a printout of your time near the finish line from the timing company's van right next to the finish chute, and results are also available live on the website so your supporters can track you. We will aim to do prize giving as soon as we can after 11:30 AM. This is obviously depending on whether we have any issues with timing or disqualification, so sometimes that is a little bit delayed, but please do try and stay for this to support your fellow athletes. When you do leave, do so via the bike out, and remember that others may well still be racing, so take care on that road. Last but not least, please be really nice to our marshals. They're all volunteers and they're here to give you the best race experience. Finally, we'd like to thank our race partners for supporting the race on site and providing you with the best race experience. This includes our massage therapists, Susan and Catherine, Coffee on the Green, My Sporting Times and the H2O Swim Centre, Cavaliers in Reading for providing awesome t-shirts and hoodies, our local tri clubs for coming along to enter and support their local race, and to all our amazing club members for enabling this to happen, both in the run-up and marshalling today. Last but not least, thanks to you for entering and coming along to race, because obviously we couldn't do it without you. We're looking forward to another great Reading Triathlon event.
Yippee.